It's a warm, sunny spring day. The wind's blowing 10 miles an hour, gusting to 20. Do you know what your nitrogen's doing? Hi, I'm Dan Emmert, Regional Agronomy Lead with Advanced Agrilytics. And we use starter nitrogen to pay the carbon penalty and build big corn plants because we know that plant mass at V6 is one of the first foundations to driving yield success and resiliency. There are a lot of ways to apply nitrogen to build that vegetative plant mass and pay the carbon penalty. But when we are leaving UAN or urea on the surface, it's at risk for loss through volatilization. There's several factors that increase the rate of urea hydrolysis and volatilization. On the weather side, warm weather, wet soils that are drying out, and wind all increase that rate drastically. So if we've got 20-mile-an-hour winds, drying soils, and it's warm, that's going to increase the rate. On the soil environment side, crop residue, whether that's from last year's crop, cover crops, winter annuals, or whatever, are going to increase that rate because that is where the urease enzyme is found. Also, soils with lower CECs, especially sands, and soils with high pH are all going to increase our rates of volatilization loss. So how do we reduce that risk of volatility? Well, we can either try to incorporate that urea or we can band it like we're seeing here. Our third option is to use a urease inhibitor with the active ingredient of NBPT or duramide. And what these products are going to do is prevent urea hydrolysis for about 10 to 14 days, which is going to give us time to get a rainfall and move that into the soil surface where we don't have to worry about volatilization. You might be thinking, I'm not broadcasting urea, I'm banding UAN, so I've cut my risk of volatility by at least half. Do I really need to use a urease inhibitor? Let's do an example. Say you're putting on 40 pounds of nitrogen as UAN. 20 of that is urea, which is subject to volatility. We're banding it, so we are reducing that risk. But even if we lose half of that 20 pounds, that's 10 pounds of nitrogen. And if we use 80 cents a pound, that's $8 that's at risk. We can get an NBPT product for about $3 an acre to protect that nitrogen. In addition, we need to think about what this upfront end is doing. We're paying the carbon penalty. We're driving early season plant mass, trying to get the canopy of this corn closed within 45 days, 30 days on sand. I realize each operation is different and every field is different. As we look at 2026 and trying to be as efficient as we can with our inputs and maximizing our yield on every acre, looking into a urease inhibitor, especially when we've got warm, windy days, may be worthwhile. Thanks for listening.